are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and the song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time, don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate. And learn to cooperate. Yeah, hit that like button and do your thing. 5 membership will get you in. So let's talk dogs and don't waste no time. Monday 7 p.c.s.t. Don't come doing the HATE. Otherwise Hollywood will give you the BYE. Here we go, kill the whistle. Oh yeah, we are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and the song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time, don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate. And learn to cooperate. Hit that like button and do your thing. 5 membership will get you in. So let's talk dogs and don't waste no time. Monday 7 p.c.s.t. Don't come doing the HATE. Otherwise Hollywood will give you the BYE.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to Friday Night Bully Talk, or better yet, Dog Talk, right? Tonight we're supposed to be doing the North versus South competition, but in reality, it was slated for me to have done it last Monday. For reasons that I think you guys understand. Someone in the QBN family passed away, Trayvon Mobley, and therefore we dedicated the show to him on Monday, and therefore we had to go ahead and move the competition over to today. However, I figure it'd be better for us to move the competition to Monday and allow you guys the ability to tell us what dogs you would like us to pair head to head. This way, my production team, with Kyle, he could be ready and have the dogs ready rather than scrambling around and whatnot. Actually, I got a couple of things to talk to you guys about tonight that I think is quite remarkable. It has a lot to do with what's going on, or with what recently Dave Wilson has stated as far as both the Brazilian Bulls and the Merles, right? So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insight. Last Saturday, Dave Wilson and I, we sat down and we had a conversation. And, I explained to him right off the bat, I said, Dave, I'm probably one of the people that scrutinized you the most. It's nothing personal, man. You're the president of the ABKC. Whenever you do something right, I've given you your flowers. And when you've done something wrong, I've criticized you. And like I said, it's got nothing to do with it being personal. It's got everything to do with, whoever the president of the ABKC is. Whenever you get criticized, you're going to get criticized. And when you get your flowers, you get your flowers. So if you guys remember, not this past Monday, but the previous Monday, I came out and I told you guys I wanted to see a separation between the American Bully XL and the Brazilian Pit, the Brazilian Bull. And the reason that I wanted it separated more than anything had more to do whenever you bring a new breed in, even though the starter breeds for the Brazilian Bulls resemble the American Bully a lot. The fact that they are infused with American Bulldog, I felt that, there could be some temperamental volatility. However, I decided to dig a little bit deeper. As you guys know, I did an interview with Aria from Samba Kennels. Not only that, I met her and her dog. I was very impressed with the dog. And then I also got information from Aria where I got the understanding that her dogs are ABKC registered. Okay, so her dogs are ABKC registered, and the other Brazilian bulls per se, or dogs that you know were born of her matings, also had ABKC documentation. Whereas once I realized that, I realized, hey, you know what? It's not that the Brazilian bulls are coming. They are already here amongst us, right? Because they have ABKC documentation, right? Not just that, dogs like Tractor, who I met, had gone in the ring and champed out, as well as others. And so on Friday, I made the statement that I was okay at that point with bringing on Brazilian bulls. And the reason I'm okay is because, first and foremost, I feel like they got it right. Rather than breeding to these large mastiffs, they bred what was the initial stock to American Bulldog, right? Which is part of the bully breed, right? If I was to go ahead and share my screen with you, you will see, there you go. You will see that the Brazilian bull, I take it back, the American Bulldog. Let me go ahead and make that maybe a little bigger so you could see it. Let me see if it comes through. Hold on a second. There you go. So the Johnson American Bulldog, okay, of the bully breeds, right? And here's the American Bully. Of the bully breeds is actually the biggest, which to me is quite surprising that the initial American Bully XL breeders would not have gone with the American Bulldog rather than the Mastiff as they did. What's crazy is the following day, like I said, I had a conversation with Dave Wilson. He mentioned to me initially, now this could have changed, but initially, he didn't want to give the Brazilian bulls their own category or their own breed within the ABKC. I spoke to Dave. I told him straight up, man, Dave, there's a couple of things we need to talk about. Like the whole situation going on in the UK, what's going on with the Brazilian bulls, where the Merles are going to head, and he said he's willing to come and interview with us. So he's going to be interviewed not next Monday, but next Friday, 7 days from today. He's going to be here, and we're going to be talking. I'm going to be, breaking things down as to, for example, why allow the Merles in now? From what I understand, it's supposed to be a 1-year trial basis scenario. Why the pivot on the Brazilian bulls? Why going from allowing them in to just having them be their own breed? Which in reality, to me, at this stage, I am very glad either way. Aria, I couldn't be happier. And I'm talking to Aria from Samba Kennels. Thank you so much for bringing the Brazilian bull on the scene. Okay. Whether they're allowed into the American Bully XL community or if they're their own standalone breed, I'm really happy that this breed is here. And the reason I am is because it brings competition to the American Bully XL. So these big breeders that were selling nothing but mastiffs with a paint job, that's not going to fly anymore. And they pretty much know it. I'm not going to name any names, but I just recently went into their websites just to see what they were doing. And one of them, per se, is not even breeding XLs anymore, right? So it's a good sign. Because at the end of the day, look, man, I'm not against anybody being the number one breeder in the world. It's all good. But to me is, come on, man, let's do something about the breed, right? Let's improve the breed. Let's not just sit here and produce mastiffs and make a buck and screw the breed and screw everything that goes with it, right? So I'm very glad. I'm very glad that the Brazilian Bulls are in the picture and that they're bullier than the American Bully XL is right now, because now it creates an opportunity for American Bully XL breeders to bring their game up, right? You got no choice. You're either going to bring your game up or you're going to get your ass handed to you, right? Straight up. Maurice Humboldt, that's awesome, Raul. Way to advocate for the breed. You got it, man. Nothing but love. Nothing but love. Shade Tree, thank you. You know, and I had spoken to Dave about the UK, and I don't want to divulge his answers. I wanted to come straight out of his mouth, but I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised as I was based on what he told me. But nonetheless, now you know me, nonetheless, I like to do a little bit of researching, right? I like to be, you know, I like to go in and dig a little deeper, man, because the problem with today's world is that fake news is right there next to real news. Like, you know, the world has a tendency for some reason to put them side by side. And what I feel the world does is they bet that you guys are going to look at the first thing and run with it rather than dig deeper. And this is how you get disinformed. So check this out. I want you guys to see this. This is from the BBC, right? And that's like major British television channel or news channel, if you will. And they write on there, what is the XL bully ban and how dangerous are the dogs? This is as of March 24th, 2025. Now, the ban has been in effect, right? And then they come in and they're showing this dog right here, which I am, you know, not necessarily impressed. Because to me, just looking at this dog, I see the terrier traits. And I just don't necessarily see that American Bully XL they're trying to, you know, they're trying to portray, right? So, you know, I continue reading, and, you know, strict rules about owning XL bully dogs have been introduced across the UK. However, attacks, some fatal, have taken place since the laws were put in place, and police say enforcing the ban is a huge burden on forces. What is an American bully and how dangerous are they? So I want you guys to pay attention to this. An XL bully is the largest kind of American bully dog. What the hell is that supposed to mean? What do you mean this is the largest of the American bully dog? So I figure they're saying of the classes of the American bully, this would be the largest, okay? So you would think that if you're going to ban a breed, you would get your stuff together and know how to identify it. What is an American bully and how dangerous? I already said the largest kind of American bully dog. The UK government published guidance to help identify XL bullies, which are not a specific breed. Listen to this. They are described as large dogs with a muscular body and blocky head, suggesting great strength and power. So they come up with this picture, which I don't know about you guys, but to me, I'm essentially looking at a Pitbull, right? Large and broad, height 19 to 20 inches, neck muscular, slightly arched. I don't see it slightly arched on this dog, by the way. Heavily muscled with broad chest, coat glossy and smooth, tail medium length and low set. I'm sorry to say this. You know, I don't mean to disrespect the victims that were bit or whatnot, but I'm having a hard time even classifying this dog as an American Bully XL. It almost seems like they were just breeding to just about anything over there. Look at the rear angulation on that dog. the lack of, which tells you this animal is more of a mixed breed than it is anything else, really. I had to bring that up. And if they're referring to the American Bully as the biggest of the bully breeds, I find that hard to comprehend, being that, like I just shown you guys, the American, the American Bulldog. Yeah, there you go. The American Bulldog is the largest of the bully breeds. The Johnson American Bulldog. So, anyways, like I said, I dug a little deeper. So I want to share something with you guys so you can see how skewed things can become, as far as, when they want to ban you and when they want to do whatever to you, they're going to go out their way and do it. So let me show you guys this. This right here, what you're looking at, is bite incidents, right? In Ireland, which is a little island right next to the UK. In fact, it borders Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK, and it's literally a stone throws away from mainland England. Look at the dogs that are being represented in these bite attacks. Notice how there is no American Bully XL. Now, that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that you got all these attacks in the UK and it's killing everybody. Oh my God, the American Bully XL, look what it's doing. Yet next door to you in Ireland, they got American Bully XLs. I know. I went there and I judged the show. And it was the biggest show at the time, I believe still now, for the ICBR, where over 200 dogs actually showed. You mean to tell me that next door in England, the American Bully XL is killing everything, yet in Ireland, it is not? Spain, France, it is not? I don't know. I'm starting to get the feeling that they are just calling the bigger Pitbull an American Bully XL. That's the feeling that I'm getting. Brahman says, I had a future client of mine call me and ask some questions about Embark today. Said he heard about it through your platform. Keep pushing the narrative, bro. It's making a difference. Thank you, Brahman Bulls. Nothing but love. We're going to continue pushing Embark. Embark, for those of you that don't know, is DNA testing for dogs. That's been my narrative from day one. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop because there's a lot of paper hanging. For those of you that don't know the verbiage, paper hanging is whenever you falsify documentations on a dog, however, whichever way you want to do it. In addition, I do believe in genetic testing because if the dog has a particular illness or is a carrier of one, you could definitely sidestep making the mistake and breeding that dog. D. Taylor says, and she's taken the necessary steps with paperwork and education. She taught us a lot, was informed, explained what got her to the Brazilian Bulls to see that she was already breeding prior. She's referencing Aria from Samba Kennels. Shane Sanderson, keep putting in the work, big dog. You got it, man. Number love. D. Taylor, want to make sure she's doing her best compared to a lot of XL breeders, getting by and not getting correct with so much more opportunity with health testing, to say the least. Well, here's the thing. And this is why I appreciate Aria and what she's doing with the Brazilian Bulls. She showed me Embark on every single one of her bulls. Her bulls are hands down bullier than the American Bully XL that we're used to seeing that has been crossed with Mastiffs. So not only is she bringing a bullier dog that the American Bully XL community has to contend against, she's also embarking, which means you better get your stuff together, son. Otherwise, she's going to eat your lunch too. So I couldn't be any happier. I couldn't be any happier. Queen's New Blood is saying that that's closer to an Amstaff. And yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. In fact, I want to show you guys another statistic from the UK. So you can see how everything works, man. So look, let me go back. Let me go back a little bit. All right. So from 2016, this attack was a Staffordshire Terrier and Pitbull mix. Staffordshire Terrier over here, then American Bulldog, Mastiff Bulldog, Staffordshire Terrier once again, Staffordshire Terrier once again, Staffordshire Terrier once again, German Shepherd, Staffordshire Terrier, this is in 2018, Bulldog, Staffordshire Terrier once again, American Bulldog in 2019, Staffordshire Terrier in 2020, Chow Chow German Shepherd, Staffordshire Terrier. Up to now, Staffordshire Terrier is dominating everything. The first American Bully XL. Now, mind you, this is Wikipedia, so we got to take this with a grain of salt. But first attack is supposed to be November 8th, 2021 by an American Bully XL in Gwent, Wales. And then you got another one in Scotland. And you have British Bulldog, Husky, then American Bully XL, Rottweiler, Cane Corso, American Bully XL again, and again, right? My question is, if the UK was so interested in their public and them not getting attacked for a minute there, Staffordshire Terriers were tearing it up. I'm not trying to get Staffordshire Terriers banned. What I don't comprehend is how you have a dog leading your numbers in pretty much an entire decade, along with a Labrador Retriever, and neither one gets banned. The one that you're concentrating your ban on is the American Bully XL, which you call an American Bully XL, but to us here in America, I can tell you that's not American Bully XL, at least what the BBC is showing. So, yeah, Queen's New Blood says not an American Bully XL. Let me bring that picture up again because it's, to me, man, it's quite pathetic. And it also shows, in my opinion, this is, again, just my personal opinion, it shows a lack of seriousness, a lack of awareness on behalf of the news agency reporting this, which is the BBC, which is supposed to be their, I guess, most serious network in the country. And you're telling me that this is an American Bully XL? Like, buddy, I don't know what your people over there are mixing those dogs with. That's not American Bully XL, man. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, BBC, but you're full of it if you're saying this is an American Bully XL. Not only do your people over there don't know how to breed, in addition, you guys don't know how to identify it, obviously. That's just what it is. Queen's New Blood says, very terrier muzzle, no bone or forechest. Shea Tree is saying facts. What's up, Reyes? Down below, man. Catching up on the talk here. Everyone just wants a finger to point at, but don't acknowledge that for our pointing right back at them. I agree. Texas Elite, what made you change up your camp from XL to Pocket? Texas Elite, I didn't change my camp from XL to Pocket. Let me explain something to you guys so you could also comprehend why I am so accepted or have so much acceptance towards the Brazilian Bull. So I've been breeding for approximately 10 years. And last year in May, which it's 11 months ago, I had been for maybe a little bit more than that. I would say a little bit less than a year and a half, but more than a year, obviously. I had been battling with the thoughts that if I want to make a bullier American Bully XL, okay, that looks similar or as close to the breed standard right here as we can get, I need to do away with the mastiff traits that predominate this American Bully class, which is the American Bully XL. So I figured that the way to do it is I need to breed pockets amongst themselves, or I'm sorry, pockets to standards, standards amongst themselves, and standards to XLs. Why? Because even though the American Bully Pocket, the American Bully Standard, and the American Bully XL are recognized as American Bullies, they do not have the same gene pool. The American Bully Pocket, in my opinion, has a bullier gene pool because it never had the necessity to be larger, and therefore mastiffs were never introduced. And the same is held true for the standard. But in the American Bully XL class, we all know that mastiffs, along with just about everything else, was brought in. And so in order to be able to clean it up, I had to go back to the basics, create myself a bully dog, bring it along to the standard class, and mesh it with the American Bully XL class. So thus, when I see that the Brazilians already beat us to that, because they basically went American Bully with Pit with American Bulldog, and they're getting a better result. They're getting a bullier result. I have to clap it up for them. I have to clap it up for them. Their breeders sat here, looked at us, and probably had a laugh of their life, and realized that the people over here, these major breeders that were pumping out these mastiff dogs, right? And 2 years ago, they had a big name, but right now you can't find them nowhere. And their dogs have lost value across the board. And now that the Brazilian Bull has stuck its head out and shown you a dog that's as big and bullier, now those mastiffs that we were applauding as an entire community 2-3 years ago, they're nowhere to be found. They don't hold the value. Those of you that paid $12,000, $15,000 for a dog back then, and you got yourself a nice Mastiffy American Bully XL, yeah, it's a nice pet right now. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I'm glad it is. I'm glad it is, because we got to do better. We got to take our XLs to the point that they're bullier. Okay. And while these people were there making a dollar, they could never care any more or any less for the breed. It was all about them making their money. Now you just can't come out here and breed to a mastiff when the Brazilian Bull's running around looking bullier than you, looking better than you. So now we have to up our game. And I owe it to the Brazilian Bulls. I tip my hat off to them. Thank you. Thank you. And again, I'm all for them being separate or being together with the breed. It doesn't matter. Either way, the American Bully XL will be corrected. It will be corrected because of their influence. So again, I tip my hat off to them. What embark test do I use? I use the breeder's test. I usually get it whenever I get my litters done, or if I get a new dog in the yard, either or. Louis DeMille says, let me ask the question. If we're trying to improve the breed, then why is it that the standard and a great deal of the XL and pockets are the most unhealthy agreed on the market statistics show they have a lot of medical issues breathing and being one of them? Louis DeMille, here's the problem. And I can't wait. And I hope you bring up these questions whenever I have Dave Wilson here. I love for him to also chime in and answer. Here's the deal. Last week, Monday, I was talking about, why are the stud books still open? Why are the stud books still open? And Dave told me something. He said, Raul, usually stud books on any breed are not closed until you're 60, 70 years in. Otherwise, you can bottleneck the breed within 5 to 10 years. So you got to take that into consideration. The other thing I can tell you is we are a newer breed. We're also a breed that doesn't have to respond to a breeding club. And I know sometimes the naming could be a little misleading. ABKC, American Bully, and then the KC, Kennel Club. See, we really don't have a kennel club for the American Bully, right? We don't have to respond to a kennel club that's going to set standards and whatnot. So what I have seen, and I love to bring this up to Dave Wilson next week, see how he responds to it, is I have seen that the market has actually pushed a lot of what's going on and what needs to be produced in the breed over what the actual registry has been able to set. Is it because we don't have a kennel club overlooking the registry? Or is it that the market is that much more powerful that is going to overpower whatever the registry states? I don't have the answer to that. I have a feeling that the market is overpowering, but I'm not 100%. I would really like to see him respond to that. R2R Bullies, what's up, man? Inserata says, you've got to note that Staffordshire Terriers come from there and are a very common breed there. So, of course, it will increase incidents like labs here. Okay, that's great. I get it. Did you know in the UK for the last 10 years, the majority of dog attacks were from Labrador retrievers, yet they're not banned? So you see what I'm saying? Like, to me, I said it from the beginning. I think it had more to do with them not wanting American urban culture in their country. I still stand on that. Louis DeMille, that XL American Bully attack was bad blood. It had crazy Mastiff in it, and everything from that Mastiff Kimbo has been on that attack. Dave Wilson registered as a Bully XL and backtracked and wasn't an American Bully XL. Here's the thing, Louis DeMille. There was, I believe, an American Bully ABKC, I'm sorry, UK. And again, we're going to have this conversation with Dave Wilson, so I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But if I understand it correctly, Dave Wilson is still, the ABKC is still fighting it, yet possibly the ABKC UK stopped. So these are the type of tidbits of information that are really important to know. And I told Dave myself, I said, you know, Dave, a lot of this information that you're giving me, where are you putting it? Either you're not using the appropriate channels or there's some kind of disconnect, because the community really wants to know what's going on. Why were these, why was this decision made and then changed to this, and then all those intricacies. So please, by all means, write down your questions, have them ready for next Friday. I love to sit down and have a good conversation with them. I had a great conversation with them on Saturday. I really want to ask him all these questions. The one thing that he did state, and I agree that is the minimum that we can do for him, is there will be no personal one-on-one attacks against him, his person, or his family. I'm letting you guys know right now, when you come to my platform, I will even allow you to spit me in the face, as long as you do it respectfully. You don't have to call someone beep and bap that and this, that. If you know how to speak and you know how to use your words, you could slap people in the face in a very respectful manner. And that's the only thing that I will require. Malachi says, very bland example of a pit makes XL bully. They say BBC isn't that stupid. Very purposeful, general example of an XL bully, so they can group just about anything into the category. Just sad. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Malachi. If you're calling this an American Bully XL, there definitely has to be an agenda behind the whole thing. There really has to be an agenda. I can tell you that the lack of rear angulation in the rear tells me this thing was crossed with a Mastiff somewhere along the way. It's just unbelievable that they would set it up that way. Let me see. I really like Blue Notes. Call Tyrone. I believe he's an XL or a tall standard. Really has a lot of breed type. Yeah, I think he's a standard. I don't think he's an XL, man. Freddie Strevia saying hello. Louis DeMille. What about the breathing issues that are in the pockets in the standards? The brachiocephalic issue runs rampant in those smaller, more tightly bred classes. Louis DeMille, you bring a good point. And these are questions that we need to ask Dave Wilson. Is he going to do something about that going forward? You got to realize the registry, ABKC, even though it's the most powerful American Bully registry, is it more powerful than the market? I can tell you there's dogs, okay, that we've seen throughout the years, particularly in the micro class, selling for $20, $40, $60, $975,000, okay? And just about the entire community that isn't part of the micros is against it, yet nobody has been able to really stop it. In addition to that, my question is, if the community is behind a dog that has brachiocephalic issues, what can a registry or what can we do as a community to correct that, to stop that? So somebody has a dog that's amazing, is a little dog this big and is brachiocephalic, and the entire community is willing to pay $20,000 a pup. How do we stop that? Like, seriously, it's time we have that conversation. How do you stop it? What can you do? As a community, what can we do? And I feel that education, and that's what this platform's for, education is the first thing. You know, if I tell you, you know, a dog's not supposed to sound that way when he's breathing, now you're aware that that's a no-go. That's the first step. The second step, what is it? You see, the lack of having a breed club, I think, turns around and bites us in the butt as a whole, because maybe the registry could go so far. But if the breed club was to say, if a dog is showing that is brachiocephalic, its registration becomes null and void. I'm just saying, something to that effect. Shane Sanderson, you must be talking about micros because there are not a lot of problems with standards and pocket, no more than all dog breeds. Malachi, the ABKC needs the same type of competition the Brazilian Bulls bring to the XO class. Yeah, I couldn't be any happier, like I said, guys, that the Brazilian Bulls are now, I have a feeling they're going to spank us in the ring, okay? And in a way, I'm glad. If they got a bullier dog and you got a Mastiff dog, that's the fastest way of letting the community know that Mastiff is not something that we appreciate in this community. And therefore, those that paid 10, 15, 20, you know, those that were hanging on somebody's balls, right? That were hanging on, oh, it's BMW, so it's got to be good. Now you realize you just got a very expensive pet in your hands. And I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. You can't compete with the Brazilian Bull. Adam Rochester, what are some Brazilian kennels? Interesting. From my understanding, Samba Kennels, Cerberus Kennels. Can't think of another one right off the top of my head. I know there's several of them. Please forgive me, but I can't just think of one right now. Brahman Bull Bullies. I feel like it's going to be hard to sell a standard class in the next 10 years. Well, why do you say that, Brahman? I feel like the standards hold an edge over an XL and Brazilian Bull in that they're going to have a bigger market. Think about it. If you live in an apartment, you're not about to stick a Brazilian Bull in there or an American Bully XL. You know, first of all, the HOA or apartment building or whatever, it's probably not going to allow the breed in. But when they see a little pocket or they see a standard, it's not the end of the world. So I don't know. I don't agree with that. In Serata, we do have a kennel club. It just is with the UKC, not ABKC. Correct, in Serata. That's my point. Is that, you see, these are things that we need to sit down and talk with Dave Wilson. Hopefully we have a good conversation with him. I like to bring him in every 3 months, every quarter, for one show. And he, you know, because I kind of feel like there's a disconnect. He told me so many things that are going on in the background, which I was amazed because I never knew about it. That's why I was like, dude, is this like a disconnect, or you know, what channels are you using? Because a lot of people want to know. So I'm definitely looking forward to bringing him in. Louis DeMille says, I'll be there Friday because I got a lot of questions. If we're doing it better to better the breed, this doesn't look better. Well, DeMille, Louis, all I'm going to say is this. Make sure, and this everyone watching, make sure you word your questions, okay, in a respectful manner. And like I said, you could slap people in the face in a very respectful way, but be respectful. Do not come on here, and I'm not talking about you, Louis. I'm talking about people that get overly excited, that want to type up like they're talking in the street. I'm not going to allow that to fly. I'm just letting you know that right now. So just be respectful. You can still be direct, and you can still ask the questions, and you can still do everything. Just do it in a respectful way. And Saratha says the Kennel Club got the American Bully approved to the chick list for OFA, which is a step towards greater approval of the breed. It lays out OFA testing you need to get on your dog for it to be a chick. Well, and Saratha, I'm going to give you a little bit of a prelude that Dave Wilson spoke to me on, which completely surprised me. And he was talking about something called the platinum pedigree. And the way the platinum pedigree is going to work is if your dog is OFA tested, I believe hips, elbows, and eyes. Don't quote me because I'm paraphrasing from a conversation I had about a week ago. If your dog has OFA on all that and genetic testing, okay, even if it's just parentage genetic testing, then the dog will get platinum pedigree. And this will set the dog apart from everything else that's out there. Okay, platinum pedigree means, okay, this dog has been OFA tested and there's parentage tests, so there's no paper hanging. Okay, I feel that this is a step in the right direction. All these breeders that, oh, I'm just a phenotypical breeder. Yeah, you're going to be a phenotypical. You're going to continue being a phenotypical breeder until these platinum pedigrees start giving people an extra $2,500 to $3,000 in their pocket. And then all of a sudden you're going to have a change of heart and you're going to become a genetic type of breeder. I get it. That's how changes come about, but that's how it's going to be. D. Taylor says maybe open line members will be able to comment, and we would do a poll with comments this week for non-subscribers to still get their questions answered, but takes away problem of being inappropriate. D. Taylor, and tell you what, I'll drop it as soon as we finish here the live. If the members of this channel, and I will only allow members to vote, if you are the only ones that want to ask questions, and if there's no questions, then I can go to non-members. I don't have a problem with that. You know, you guys are paying for a reason. I will definitely give you guys priority. All right, Looney Tune, what's going on, man? Number love, Louis DeMille. We stopped breeding those types of dogs, and we called those tiny dogs and put a longer smile on the dog. Not too long, but long enough to where that is now cured. Okay. Okay. And we need to stop chasing the money, the dollar, and start thinking about the health and longevity of the breed. A healthy dog is a priceless dog. Louis DeMille, let me tell you something. I agree with you, but I do have to tell you, human psychology, you got to understand a little bit of human psychology. So in this community, for example, this is not a community that likes to be told, oh, your dog must be embarked, otherwise it's not going to be part of the ABKC. That's not how this community works, because you have to understand what is it that motivates this community. And even though it is great to sit here and say we need to stop chasing the money and all that, I'm the first one that's going to say that. Okay. And it sounds great. The problem is that we all know that over 90% of the people breeding are doing it for the money. So if you understand that and you accept it, even though you don't agree with it, but you must accept it because that's the fact. Then you understand that things like a platinum pedigree that is going to yield eventually more money to those breeders that are doing the right thing is probably the right way to go about it in order to get people to go on board, rather than mandating, oh, you got to have this, otherwise we're not going to register you. Because if you do that, then the ABKC goes bankrupt, for example, and then next thing you know, we don't have any mandates from anything. Whereas if you say, okay, that's fine, you want to be a phenotypical breeder, that's fine, but tell you what, if you DNA test and you do OFA, we're going to give you a platinum pedigree. This raises the stakes to another level, right? And I never knew the ABKC was even doing this, which I was very glad that he shared that with me. And like I said, I can't wait to bring him on so he could break that down for us a little bit more. Chris Del Cambre, how established is the Brazilian Bull? Chris, I am not a Brazilian Bull breeder, okay? But I did interview Aria, okay, from Samba Kennels. She is, if not the top Brazilian Bull breeder in the country, she's brought the most pure Brazilian bulls here, okay? I did interview her. I did ask her. You could go to the, not the last live, but the previous one. I asked her, how long have the Brazilian Bulls been around? She said 10 years. Okay. So that's how far along they've been. What is amazing, however, is that in such a short amount of time, the Brazilian Bull has easily surpassed the bulliness of an American Bully XL. Because in this country, you know, we had two major breeders that were breeding their Mastiff like American Bullies XLs with Mastiff traits. And luckily, this Brazilian Bull now came along showing bullier traits. So now the benchmark no longer is that Mastiff that was being sold to the masses anymore. It's the Brazilian Bull. So now the American Bully XL breeders have a higher standard, okay? Because I could have sat here and spoken about breeding a bullier dog, but until you don't see it running around, you know, people don't really get it. And I think they got it right about now. Malachi says, Suma Bullies has half Brazilian Bulls, and American Bulls. There you go. Brayman Bull Bully says, I feel people who want a big dog are going to have a better options with the XL class than in the past. I'm sure many standard class people gave a little on size and preference to be able to keep breed type. I agree. I agree with that. Louis DeMille, which is, I know you're not talking about me, and I totally agree. Your verbal conversation shows your level of education. Yeah, absolutely. I just used what you were saying to give the example, but you know that once we bring Dave Wilson in, there's always going to be somebody that thinks they're going to be funny. I'm going to let you guys know already. I will have two moderators. I'm going to have Kyle and I'm going to have Michael Higginson in the back. And anybody that comes up with a silly comment is just going to get barred. It's just that easy. All right. Adam is driving. He's asking, when are we bringing back the stack off? Okay, good point. As an honor, okay, to my guy, the late Trayvon Mobley, as you can see in the screen, I'm going to go ahead and bring back the Bully stack off for the month of May. Let me tell you something about this kid right here, the late Trayvon Mobley. Trayvon Mobley, for the first year of the Bully stack off, he never won. He would enter his dog and he would do the best that he could, but he didn't win. Okay. The second year of the Bully stack off, Trayvon Mobley was kicking some serious tail. I believe he won like 5 times. For those of you that didn't know Trayvon and don't know anything about the Bully stack off, let me show you this video so you can get a little bit of an inkling of both things. Bama Elite, man, you've been hacking at it, you've been wanting it. You finally got it, man. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
Bama Elite, man. Repeat. We're going to call you Repeat Elite.
Everything Bama Elite Kennel, Facebook, Trayvon Mobley, TREVON MOBLEY. You can contact me on either one.
Trayvon Mobley, BEK Bama Elite Kennels. He's won Bully Stack Off now several times. Guys, so look, I'm giving this straight up to Trayvon Mobley. He won for the month of May. How many times have you won, bro?
Twice.
He's already won twice. He's going to enter 2 dogs at the end of the year for a $5,000 payout. Nice and cold. Sweaty.
Hey man, don't be getting.
I'll drink something out of them too.
Go ahead. Put in your mouth. I don't want to drip no more. Go. 2, 1. Trayvon, let's go.
I'm out.
I'm out. Michael Higginson, the rating. Talk to us, Trayvon. Come on, man. Ooh, that stuff's hot. Yeah, I drink.
There you go.
There you go. That's gonna help you out a little bit. There you go. Turn around. Turn around. Oh, dang. Definitely. Real quick. Trayvon, listen, Miss Beth says that now that you've seen the dogs, who's your favorite male and female in the yard?
Fireball is my favorite. This one I fell in love with on your yard, and when I see him in person, it was even better. I love Fireball, man. It's something about him. I just love him. And out of the females, Athena. I like Athena. Athena look real good.
Trayvon.
What's going on?
Hey, you didn't win, but your 2 dogs did great, man.
Oh, yeah, appreciate it. I got Adam. He over here with me now.
There you go, man. Good work, man. I appreciate you guys working together, man. Bama Elite, you ready? Right now, we're gonna go to the man of the hour once again. Trayvon Mobley. Like, dude, are you trying to be like the Alabama Crimson Tide, bro? Like winning championship after championship? Is that what you're trying to do, bro?
I gotta put Alabama on the map. It's in the name.
Hey, Bama Elite. All right, bro. Who do we got here? Trayvon?
I got my girl BEK Remy.
How old is this girl, Trayvon?
She's 15 months.
15 months. So the winner for the month of October, Bully Stack Off, is Bama Elite Kennels. Bama Elite. Trayvon, bro.
What's going on?
Again.
Thank you.
Like, come on, man. How many dogs you're gonna be throwing in? I might as well just write you the check and send it over, bro.
Nah, that ain't fair to
like
everybody else, man.
61 odds or something, bro.
That ain't
Trayvon, man, I was over there talking all that crap, and look, you got a 4th line. Bro, I'm getting tired. I know your address by memory.
Bro, for real, I'm gonna have to stop and go get Fireball and jump in myself. Oh my God! God. There you go. There you go, man. Nah, man. Nah. Come on, man. Nah. Hey, good stuff, man. Keep doing your thing. Nothing but love, bro. This is a good, young, up-and-coming kennel. Let me tell you something, man. This dude right here, he gonna be making some noise right here. I'm letting you guys know.
I'm gonna say something for everybody that coming on too. I started coming on last year and I wasn't winning at all, right?
Yeah.
But every time I got a feedback from the platform, I took it into consideration. I worked on it, and now where I'm at now.
That's it, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Glad everybody came out. I'll see y'all in December. I'll let y'all have it for November.
Oh, there you go, man. Bama, it's all yours, man.
BEK along with QBN catching you on the next.
Oh, watch out. Hey, guys, this is Raul from the Q, catching you on the next one. Prayers to my guy, Trayvon Mobley. His viewing was today. His funeral will be tomorrow.
I wanted to bring that up so you guys could see, because a lot of you haven't seen the Bully Stack Off. We stopped it due to lack of participation. Only when I was doing $5,000 payoffs where people like really wanted to come on and so forth. But either way, we're going to go ahead and bring it first Monday in May. We're going to have a Bully Stack Off. Hopefully we have a good turnout. And depending on the turnout and depending how everything goes, we might bring it back. Well, all right. We might bring it back. The way it used to work is we would do the Bully Stack Off, and the winner of every single month would then be invited at the end of the year for a large payoff. We may go ahead and do that again. But either way, guys, tonight, I just wanted to bring up those points, man, because, the UK referring to this to an American Bully XL, somebody had stated, and it couldn't be any more true. It almost seems like they want to make it seem as vague as possible so they could kill as many dogs as possible, because this is not an American Bully XL. You could tell it's been mixed with Mastiff. Just look at the rear. That rear yells Mastiff at you. Just look at the length of the limbs. They're almost twice as long as the front limbs, right? So just keeping that real with you guys. We have Hebre Bullies desde Agua Caliente, Mexico. Well, listen, guys. Listen, I'm not going to push this too far tonight, man. Just want to give you guys that heads up. I'm going to go ahead and drop a poll. Those that are members, you can vote if you only want members asking questions. But I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I've done that in the past. And when I do that, I get 5 questions, and that's it. If I see that happen, I will immediately bypass members only questions and go to la-di-da-di everybody. So I have no issues following the poll result, but you definitely need to be engaged and ask questions and be involved. Diamond Cal says, RIP to that guy. That's love, people. Just forget about people. Exactly why I followed you. Number love, Diamond. I appreciate you, man. And yes, man, I love that kid. I love that kid. I was a big fan of his. As much of it as he was a fan of QBN, I was a bigger fan of Trayvon Mobley and everything he was doing. If you knew him the way I knew him, you would completely understand why. He was like you and me. Okay. This guy had a photography business. He was going to dog shows on the weekends. He was working 50 hours a week, and he just had a family had a little girl and a little boy. So, he was striving. He was pushing forward, and there was nothing about him that you couldn't love. Like Trayvon was the type of guy that he just wasn't your friend, man. He was either your family or you didn't know him. Because if he walked around you for about 10 minutes and he spoke to you, he treated you like family from the get. What was amazing about him, and we're just talking about that today, is he was so humble. He brought the humbleness out of everybody. Whenever you interacted with him, there was no ego. Their ego was not even part of the conversation. And that's really hard to find nowadays, man. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you, Shade Tree. Thank you, Inserata. So, guys, I'm going to do that. I'm going to drop that. Ask my members if you want to allow non-members to come in. In addition, I'm going to go ahead and also ask you guys to drop names. Now, listen, please listen, because it almost seems like we either don't want to listen or we have like a learning impairment or something. I need you to give me the dog's name, the name of the kennel, and type either Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform they're in. Okay. And if you can, to make it even easier, if you could drop us a link directly to their Facebook, it would make life a lot easier for Kyle to have everything ready for us on Monday so we could start comparing these dogs and we can vote and we could have a grand time. All right. So listen, guys. I'm not going to keep y'all for too long. It's been Friday. You've joined us. We're doing the North and South. This is going to be North and this is going to be South. Sorry for those that want the rebel flag. AI doesn't want to reproduce it for whatever reason. And the American flag, if you notice, the stick is on this side, but that's fine. Either way, we're going to do that on Monday. And then on Friday, we're going to have a chat with Dave Wilson. Either way, guys, I've enjoyed your presence. I've enjoyed you joining us. It's been Raw from the Q. I'll be catching you on the next one.
Here we go, kill the whistle. Oh yeah. We are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and the song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time, don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate. And learn to cooperate. Yeah, hit that like button and do your thing. 5 membership will get you in. So let's talk dogs and don't waste no time. Monday 7